Hey guys, thanks for stopping by today. We're going to take a look at this Rigger Art portable palette today. And stick around for the end because I'm going to talk about a featured artist and a featured channel you really need to check out. But today's all about, the first part of this video is all about this Rigger Art portable palette. Now one thing you'll notice about this palette as you open it up, it's kind of a medium size, but it's got these weird holes in it, and then that thing on the bottom, you kind of go, well, wonder what that's for. Well, you open up the palette here, and that really is for the thumb grip. So if you want to take this out in the field, or you're painting in the studio and you're just standing there and you want to hold the palette, you can do that. But the palette does open to a full 180 degrees, so it can lay flat on a surface. The other little holes in the palette there are for brushes, so you could set your brushes in and use them that way. Now, one of the first things you're going to notice if you don't read the card that comes with this palette when you get it is that your water is really going to bead up. If you're using any kind of liquid paint, short of maybe oil paint, you're going to see this beading. And so that is kind of a watercolorist nightmare because you like to be able to see your colors as you mix them. So one of the things that the card says you need to do is you need to scuff up the surface of these pallet wells. Now you can do what I did, and I'm going to demonstrate in a minute with some 3M scouring pad on the side of a sponge or something like that, or you can just try to work it in over and over with your brush. I tried both methods, and we'll talk a little bit later about the results of that. But as you can see, the pallet wells have the same sort of beading problem, but not as much of a problem in the wells because you just put the paint and they sit there. You're not mixing it. So really 28 wells for the colors, and it does have those 5 large mixing areas as it says here, and the folding lid for travel. Although let's talk about that folding lid in a minute, and I'll talk about some of the drawbacks there. It does fold flat though, which is nice. I do like the rounded corners because they're easy to clean. Now here I'm showing where I took a sponge. It's got the 3M scrubby pad on one side, and I tried to work it in, short of going to sandpaper, because you don't want to maybe ruin the surface or whatever, but just rough it up so that you don't have as much beading. But you can still see here, even after I've roughed it up quite a bit, there's still beading going on here. So I concentrate like on the center palette a little bit, or the center tray a little bit, and try to scrub that out really good. And I even gave it a wash and more scrubbing and drying and re-washing as well, just to see if that would work. And then I used some liquid detergent here, tried that as well, just to rough up the surface again, to give a surface for the paint to have some adhesion to, so that it would not bead up so badly. And I think it made a slight difference, but it didn't make, again, enough of a difference to make me feel comfortable mixing colors on the palette so well. But maybe Rigger Art has some tips or whatever on that. So when I wipe away the color just with a normal, and this paper towel isn't so clean, but you can still see some residue of the color in there. And my concern was if I rough up the surface even more, I'm going to get even more staining on the surface of the plastic, which that's fine, it's expected, but sometimes it can throw your eye off if you're mixing watercolor or other paints in there and you see sort of a background color. And you can see sort of the beading here in the extreme. Even after I scrubbed and used this palette and threw lots of paint on it for a couple hours, I'm still sort of running into this problem. And you can see that beading in the upper right hand corner there. And so you're going to really have to work at this to get that beading to stop. So that's kind of my main concern there. The wells doesn't really matter to me because I'm just going to leave my paint in there, but the mixing areas should be better. Now here's a good example. You can sort of see for yourself right here exactly what I'm talking about. Paint just kind of goes back, so you can imagine trying to mix in there without being able to, with it beading up, you're not going to be able to see your color very well. That's my point. So I just continue to try to work the paint into the palette more and more, just even in this little spot, to just see, because after a while I kind of became frustrated and just wanted to see if I could get the color to even adhere in one area. So I just kind of worked it again back and forth continually. I do like the wells. The paint sits nicely and the wells are bigger, so they're like the size of a full pan. But you can see again here, this is after a couple hours working into the palette, and after the scrubbing it with the 3M scouring pad. I didn't even try in the upper left hand well. I kind of just wanted to, I was hoping that it'd make a difference. So you can see some color staining here with the darker red, but once I got some liquid soap on this and scrubbed it off, it went away pretty good. So cleaned up almost to a pure white. Well, let's take a look at some of the pros and cons of this Rigger Art portable palette. It is, when you first pick it up, it's very lightweight, and there's plenty of space in this palette. It's kind of on the medium size, I would say, for a portable palette, but it's got lots of wells. The plastic itself sort of has a cheap feel. I'll talk about more of the cons in a minute, but it's very inexpensive and it is easy to use, so easy to transport. One of the big drawbacks I found was it doesn't close securely. There's a little tiny tab that keeps the lid shut, but it doesn't really keep it shut very well. If the lid will pop open just with the slightest push, so I think they could work on that. And it's not airtight. It doesn't have sort of a rubber gasket on it to keep it airtight. So that's something they could improve as well. And it's just kind of got an overall cheap feel. But those are really my overall thoughts about the palette. If you're looking for an inexpensive sort of studio palette that you're not going to use too much to be portable, again, because of the lid closure and things like that, but and you want to work at maybe using some sandpaper on those pallet wells, I think then it might work out and be for you. But unfortunately, I cannot recommend it at this point. I think they have to go back to the drawing board and do a little bit more work on this palette to get it right. Well, that's it for a look at the palette, and now let's take a look at a featured artist. All right, Henri Yuans is an awesome artist. He is a master of the figure and portrait sort of sketching or pencil and charcoal drawing. I was introduced to Henri Yuans by my art school teacher Jim Robinson, who recommended this book as a really good example of how to sort of learn or master the techniques of drawing. And so Henri Yuans has this website you can go through here and see lots of great examples of his work. I mean, just outstanding sort of painterly quality, excellent drawing, because he has mastered the value, how to use values and light and shadow with charcoal and pencil. And he learned, and he goes step by step in his book. Now, this book is a book I bought, and it's called Henri Yuans' Guide to Figure Drawing, and he's got lots of great examples, but he sort of explains the process in a way that's pretty understandable to most anyone who wants to take it up. And there's so many examples in here and techniques, from cross-hatching to shading to getting the values right. And again, just amazing guide to drawing. So hopefully I'll put a link in the description to the Amazon site, and you can order it directly from Henri Yuans. I think he ships them out himself, and then you can take a look at that, and he might even sign the book if you ask him in the notations. But this book is just full of great examples. And now onto the featured channel. Let's talk a little bit about colored pencil reviews. This is a channel run by a friend of mine named Ivor Harrison. Everybody calls him Harry, but his channel is just become really, really excellent over time. Now, he does just a lot of great colored pencil reviews. Obviously, the name would give that away, but he's not only a good reviewer and very, very thorough in his reviews, he's just an awesome artist as well. So you can get a lot from going to Harry's channel. If you're not already a subscriber, you should be. I think he just went over 1,000 subscribers, and he's pretty new to YouTube.
Hi.
Let's hear from him.
Thanks very much for stopping by and watching this video. Obviously, if you are interested in art or colored pencils, whatever, But thanks very much for stopping by. This is my first video on this channel, so this is my introductory video, just to let you know a little bit about me.
Oh, apologies for some of that background noise. That's actually not on Harry's video. That's my fault. Just recording, doing a screen capture and recording that some of the background noise gets on. But go check out Harry's YouTube site, Colored Pencil Reviews. He's got a ton of informative reviews. He's very thorough and very, very interesting. Whether you're a novice or a professional, you're going to get something out of Harry's reviews. And Harry also has a website, so don't forget to check that out. And I think you can link to it from his channel as well. But if you just go in and Google Colored Pencil Reviews and spell colored, it's spelled kind of funny with the UK version of colored, but do that. And don't forget to leave Harry a comment. He's awesome, kind. He'll always respond. I know he loves engaging with his subscribers and people who take the time to leave a comment. So Harry's a good friend, and I would love it if you guys went over and helped support his channel. And if you get some time, go check out my blog. Just scroll down on the page, and on the right-hand side, you can follow the blog like these folks have done. You just click on the blue follow button if you haven't followed already. And you maybe once or twice a month, you'll get a little notice in your email that says, hey, Marty's posted something on his blog. And usually it's musings about life, and I post pictures of my latest artwork and things like that. So it'd be great if you could stop by and follow the blog. And don't forget to subscribe and comment and share here. I'd love to hear from you guys, and really appreciate it. Well, so long for now. Have a great day, everybody. This has been Marty for owingsart.com. And if all that wasn't enough, here's a few freshwater fish to help brighten your day.
Don't forget to check out owingsart.com.